Imagination is the essence of discovery.
Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to some more Overwatch. Today we're gonna be having a look at a gameplay from the Winston point of view on Watchpoint Gibraltar. The allied team that we will be having a look at is going to be Winston, Zenyatta, Reaper, Symmetra, Hanzo and Pharah, and the opposing team will be also having a Pharah. We got a Widowmaker, Mercy, Bastion, Symmetra and Reinhardt. Now the map that we're looking at, Watchpoint Gibraltar, you basically have to escort a payload from A to B, and that's going to be the goal for the allied team. Now recently I did make a video explaining all of the abilities of Winston. I will leave that as the very first link right below the like button below. So we actually see Widowmaker immediately being caught off guard. That's the enemy sniper right there. She is immediately being taken out. Symmetra caught in the corner, and yes, definitely will not be standing a chance against three allies. We see Bastion on the high ground. Bastion cannot be turning around very quickly at all in that turret mode, and he will be taken out with a melee attack as well. Very nice start right here. The enemy healer also in the corner right here, and Mercy also does get taken care of. So very nice little start right here for the allied team. We see the payload being moved forward right now, and the shield projector smartly being positioned on top of the payload. Now you see this little corner coming up right here. The corner is kind of scary because there's like 16 different attack paths that can be used by the enemies to stop the payload from moving and to take out the allies. Yeah, you can see a lot of damage immediately coming in. Bastion once again in that turret mode. He does decide to get out of it, and he does take a bunch of damage. Now in this little circle, obviously we will not be taking nearly as much damage because it's very useful. Primal Rage being activated, immediately slapping away at all of the enemies. We see the enemy Mercy trying to heal up the enemies rather with the Caduceus staff, but she does end up falling. So very nice start right here. 3 minutes remaining, 3.5 minutes rather, to get towards the next checkpoint. We see the enemy's Pharah on the high ground right there with those rocket missiles rather. Very scary because they do a lot of damage from a distance, and that's not really what Winston shines at. But the, oh my god, the Tesla cannon dealing so much damage and taking care of two of the enemies right from the get-go. Now the payload isn't quite there yet. Pharah also being taken out, but from the high ground we actually see Widowmaker using that sniper ability of hers to take out the Winston. So Winston obviously has a lot of health right from the get-go, and he will be respawning rather quickly, but obviously he's going to have to walk back quite a bit together with Hanzo. Now you do see that he will be able to get back into the combat relatively quickly right here, and he will be boosting forward immediately. Now that we've reached the checkpoint, the timer has gone up once again. There's 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining to get towards the next checkpoint. So this is looking rather good right now. Ooh, this little alleyway right here is great for Primal Rage. Yeah, Primal Rage immediately being activated right there. Obviously boosting his health all the way up to over 1,000. He's trying to get rid of the teleporter right there of the enemy Symmetra, and just dishing out a crazy amount of damage. Now right now 37 health remaining. Gotta be very careful, and he's gonna be picking up the health globe right here in the corner of the map. So everything is looking great. Obviously we still have 575 health by default, but we're gonna need to be careful because we're dishing out not the greatest amount of damage, but we're taking a lot of it. Gotta be careful, standing around the corner a little bit. Bastion on the high ground right there. Bastion not able to turn around very quickly at all in that mode, and he does end up falling himself as well. Reinhardt, the enemy Reinhardt, is going to stand right here as well, using his massive shield to take as much damage out of the proportion as possible, but it's not really going to be enough, at least for now. He will get taken out right there as well. Transcendence being used by the allied healer, and we will be able to get back up to a reasonable amount of health right here. Bastion once again going to town, but we do have our Primal Rage ready to go, immediately activating that one, trying to take out Mercy, trying to take out Bastion. Obviously Mercy trying to heal up both of those enemies, and it's going to be very scary for him to take it out, but yeah, he will get eliminated by the enemy Pharah. Pharah once again using that rocket launcher to great effect and just dealing so much damage from a distance. Now this time around though, we do have Symmetra setting up that teleporter for us, so we can get back into the game a little bit faster. Nice little move right there actually by Winston, noticing that the enemy Pharah was still on that high ground, immediately getting up there and using his Caduceus, or his Tesla cannon rather, to get into him, and he immediately takes him out. Widowmaker right there in the corner, but we have reached the next checkpoint. 6 minutes and 40 seconds almost remaining to get back into it. Bastion on the high ground right there, not quite in the missile form yet. It actually looks like he's gonna be activating his tank mode right there, which is the ultimate ability of Bastion. Bastion dishing out a crazy amount of damage, but it is not going to be enough, I don't think. No, he does get taken out simply for the fact that he is up against 3 enemies and he is all by himself. Nice little move right here. Once again, gonna be activating the Primal Rage, trying to take out Mercy. Once Mercy gets taken out, obviously the Caduceus staff will not be healing up the enemies anymore, but not actually getting that many hits in right there with the Primal Rage, not nearly doing enough damage to really justify that one. You can see in close combat that would have been way better, but once the enemies are spread out like this, it doesn't really do nearly as much. Now he's still chasing after the enemy Mercy, finally turning around at 500 health, so we don't need any health gloves, but I think he's gonna try and set up the flank right here. Enemy teleporter actually being found right here. That's very useful. Obviously, if this is taken out, they cannot reinforce this nearly as quickly, but there's 2 enemies right here in this corner, and that is not a place that you want to be in, and Symmetra and Reinhardt will be able to take out the enemies, or the Winston player right here. Obviously 2v1 in such a crowded space is, even for the Tesla cannon, not going to be enough. Maybe if the Primal Rage was used right there, we would have been in a better position, but as it stands right now, we did end up falling once more right here. Immediately being taken back into the battle, however, we will be able to immediately put down the shield projector as well to start shielding our allies. Reinhardt obviously being taken out right here. Even though he has a massive shield, he cannot be taking that many enemies all by himself. Now we do have to make sure that that payload keeps moving forward. We're gonna try and just, you know, stay a little bit close to it, so it's gonna keep moving forward. Shield projector being used on it, and you can see the shield projector actually moves at the same time once the payload is moving as well. Using the jump right there to get closer to Pharah, trying to use that Tesla cannon and the Primal Rage to go to town on these enemies, getting a couple of hits here right here. Very nice. Bastion in the back of the enemies, and he obviously doesn't have a very high health pool at all, but the tank mode being activated by him as well. We're gonna have to be forced to use the jump pack that we got to get back to safety. Very low amount of health right here. He knows about this health globe that is hidden in this little shed right here. And back to full health right now. We will be able to get back into the combat. 30% right now on the ultimate ability. Will take a little while before that one gets activated. But in the distance, we can already see the final checkpoint that we need to win this game. And wow, actually the turret mode being activated at the completely wrong time right there by the Bastion player. Bastion does end up falling right here. We see Symmetra trying to use her Tesla cannon to deal, or not a Tesla cannon rather, to use her photon attack to deal out a lot of damage. But it is going to not be enough because they all get taken out. Shield projector being activated once again on top of the payload, and Bastion trying his very hardest to stop this thing from moving forward, but it is not going to be enough, and victory is achieved right now. So Winston, Zenyatta, Symmetra, Pharah, Reaper, and Hanzo dealing out a ton of damage, and Winston is the player of the game. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button down below. If you want to see more Overwatch content, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below as well, so you'll get a notification as soon as I upload another video. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!